What's up, rebels? This is Unapologetic, where she don't come to play. And today, first off, I just want to say happy 2025. Happy New Year's. We are in a new year, new fresh start, which actually the real new year is in spring, but I still give little shout outs to the Gregorian calendar. But yes, happy New Year's, and I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve little celebration. And I just wanted to start the New Year's with just some tips and gibbets of how I got into my manifestation routine and just how I even got into manifestation. So I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to share my manifestation tips, give a little sum of what I manifested in my own life, and just open the doors to those who is ready to manifest. So if you are ready to manifest something new for 2025, stay tuned. Hello. Yes, happy 2025. I wanted to make this video today because I just been getting a push in my spirit. I've been led in my heart to just start putting out more videos, and I feel like this video has been overdue. I was supposed to put a video like this out, but since we're here, I want to start the new year with open energy and just attractive energy. So I want people to learn a little something about manifestation. If you're not privy to manifestation, manifestation is just putting yourself in the mindset and then the energy of attracting what you want in your life. And I have realized that I am a powerful manifester, and like anything that I put my mind to, that it grows. Like it literally, like anything I touch turns to gold, literally. So I wanted to really open people's minds and really invite people into tapping into their spirit and really manifesting the life that they want, because I realized in this time and age, like a lot of people are just oblivious to what goes on outside of the body and outside of this world, that I want people to really tap into the spirit and realize that there is more than this flesh and blood, that there is beings outside of us, and God is very much real, along with our angels and our guides that are here to help us maneuver in our life. So I wanted to put this video out to really introduce manifestation and really get people in the energy of, you know, being excited about life and just attracting more things into their life. So I'm gonna first like get into the steps of how I got into manifestation and what led me into manifestation, and just really give a little insight of how I became what I call self-proclaimed myself and manifest queen, because I can personally say I master the art of manifestation. So I would like to show a little something and a little of why I got into this field. And yeah, well, let's start by how I got into manifestation. I turned the light on because it's getting a little dark. It gets dark early now, so I usually like the natural lighting, but it's starting to get dark. So yeah, I want to start off how I got into manifestation and what led me into manifestation. So I gotta do a separate video on, you know, my past and, you know, my trauma and stuff, but I just want to start off with how I started doing manifestation. Is when I was a child, I always had this mindset, like since I was a little girl, I always had this mindset. I don't know why I was like this as a little girl at 13 years old, and even probably before that, but I always had this mindset that I can do anything. that I put my mind to. That was like my favorite line. I still to this day say that like so effortlessly, because I know like deep within my heart, I know that I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to. It's all in the work that I put into. So as a little girl, I've always had that mindset of I can do anything I put my mind to. I can do anything. And whatever I wanted to do, I'm gonna get it. If I want something, I'm gonna get it. So that was my mindset as a little girl, right? So as I got older, I went through a lot of abuse. I went through a lot of trauma, and I realized like the energy that I was in, I was attracting more of that energy because I wasn't happy where I was. I wasn't happy about who I was as a person. And I just wasn't happy where I was, like, in my environment. So I was sad, I was hurt, I was broken. So I kept attracting things that made me more sad, hurt, and broken. So when I realized something has to change in my life, like something has to change, like something has to, you know, move around so that things can get better. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in a Christian household, and although I didn't relate to Christianity, I can give Christianity its props with leading me into this spiritual journey, because one of the things that made me realize that I had a gift was when I would read the Bible, right? And I would be like, and I think I said this before, but I would read the Bible and I would be like, whatever, God, whatever you want me to hear at this time, whatever I need to hear at this time, I ask that you relay this message to me. And as I open the book, as I open this Bible, lead me to the scriptures that I need to hear at this time. And I will open the Bible, and whatever I need to hear is like God led my eyes, led my mind, and just intuitively the page will open to a verse that I was currently going through, and I'm like, okay, I see you. And that's when I knew God existed. That's when I knew that there was a higher power. So with that being said, I started to realize that I can call on God, you know, when I need something. I can call on God when things need to change into my life. And once I realized that God is like, at the moment, I didn't know that God was really using me to better myself so I can better others around me. But God was really using me to help myself, to heal myself, to maneuver myself out of the toxic energy that I was in, so that I can open my perspective to others, right? So once I realized, okay, God is using me, this is around like 12, 13. I was like obsessed with like the paranormal. I was like obsessed, okay? I was like obsessed with the paranormal. So I knew from me doing all that research on ghosts, spirits, aliens, and stuff, I knew there was something outside of us. Like, I knew there was more than just human beings and earth and all that stuff. So I started getting into like astrology and tarot. I mean, I've always, like, even astrology and stuff, like, I wasn't like gung-ho when I was in the Christian household that I was in, but like something always led me to astrology. Something always led me to tarot. Like Miss Cleo, that's my era. Miss Cleo was around for when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? But I've always resonated with Miss Cleo. Like, I've always wanted information on what exactly is Miss Cleo? What exactly is astrology? What exactly is magic? You know, and that's the thing. Magic was always my thing. Like, I've always was attracted to the witchy shows, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Charmed, Supernatural. What else? Like, I was watching, what's that show? The Craft. That was my favorite movie back in the day. The Craft was a good movie. Like, all the witchy stuff, all the mystical stuff, I was like attracted, I was like obsessed with when I was like in my teens. So, and I wasn't really thinking nothing of it, but this was just my energy and just me leading into how I am today. So I feel like that is what led me to know that I'm different. Like, I'm not like everybody else, okay? So what actually led me into manifestation is when I actually got into the shelter. And before I went to the shelter, I would like speak into existence. Like, I would like to leave my mother's house. Like, I would leave. I'm gonna get my own place. I'm gonna leave my, like, I just wanted, my goal was just to get out of my mother's house. Like, that's all I wanted, was to get out of my mother's house. I didn't care where I went. I just needed to get out. That was my first goal for myself. Get out of my mom's house, because this is not the energy I want to be in. This is not the environment I want to be around. I need to get out, right? I need to get out. And if you see me looking, my baby's over here, so mommy duties, but I still want to get this project done. But yeah, I really just wanted to get out of my mom's house and be on my own, because I felt like where I was, I couldn't be myself. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't look into what I wanted to look into. Like I said, I grew up in a Christian household, so the witchy stuff was not allowed. The witchcraft, that's sorcery, that's the devil's worship, all that was shunned upon in my mother's house. So I couldn't fully be myself. I couldn't really express myself. I couldn't move how I wanted to move. I was like the slave in that house. So I really couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't speak how I wanted to speak, because I was in a Christian house, a strict Christian household, not just a regular Christian household, a strict Christian household. So it was like I had to abide by the rules, or there was consequences, which ended up in the abuse, because I was very rebellious as a child. You can't tell me nothing, okay? You can't tell me a damn thing. I'm gonna do what I want to do, regardless of what you're trying to tell me. So, once I realized I gotta get out of my mother's house, it wasn't really like I did anything towards trying to get out of my mom's house. I just, I took it upon myself and I said, listen, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get out of my mother's house. And I did just that. I did exactly that. Like, it took me 2 attempts to really fully leave her home, but I put that mindset in my head. I'm like, I'm not staying here. This is not somewhere I want to be. So my mindset was, I gotta get out of here. So as I'm gonna just speed it up a little bit, because I don't want to take the whole video, but like, as I got into the shelter, I really started speaking things into existence. I just want to get into things that I manifested in my life and how I manifested them, right? So I wanted to get out of my mom's house. That's one thing, the number one thing I wanted. And unknowingly, I manifested it, right? So I said, I'm gonna get out of my mom's house, did all I needed to do, and I did just that. Even though there was a little time where I had to go back for a little while, but I did what I had to do to get right back out. And now I'm in my own place. But that's like the number one thing I really wanted for myself. I really wanted to remove myself out of that toxic household and fully be myself. Because if you haven't noticed, like, the energy that and the environment that you're in does affect your energy and who you are as a person. So I had to really remove myself out of that energy, out of that environment. And even though the shelter wasn't any better, I felt like I had more freeway to do what I needed to do for myself and build for myself, rather than somebody telling me what I should be doing and basically forcing me to be something that I don't want to be. So once I manifested my way out of my toxic environment, I was in the shelter, which was no better. I'm gonna do a video about that too. But yeah, once I got to the shelter, I was just like, you know what? Something has to give. I wanted, not only did I want my own place, but I needed transportation. So I manifested a car, right? My first car, I manifested because I was like, listen, I need a car. Like, I have my kids, you know, at the time, I was traveling back and forth to 2 different locations. So I needed transportation, and I manifested a car. And that's when I knew. I was like, once I got my car, I was like, yeah, if I can get this, I can really put in the work to do what I need to do for everything else, right? So I manifested a car. I manifested getting out of my mother's house, and I'm still in the shelter. I'm still in the shelter, right? But God is just God is just making me realize everything that is for me and what is not for me, and what I should be focusing on. And I realized when I was in that mind state of doing what I need to do, things came easier for me. Even when I didn't see the results right away, it was easier for me. You know what I'm saying? So once I got my car, I was like, yeah, I can, it's over, it's done. So I'm not sure how exactly I got so deep into spirituality, but it's just always been in my heart, like, to look into certain things like tarot, astrology, and stuff. So when I started seeing people talk about manifestation, I'm like, wow, I already been doing that. Like, unknowingly, I already been doing that. So when I got into my ancestor work, it just like skyrocketed my manifestation work. So what led me into manifesting my own place is when I was in the shelter, and the condition of the shelter is like really disgusting. First of all, the staff are really rude as fuck. Okay, they do not care to help you. They do bare minimum. There's a bunch of people there, so it's not like their whole job is to help you. No, they have to help other people. So their attitude is stink. You know, the environment is really disgusting. Like I said, I gotta make a whole video about the shelter system, but it was just disgusting. So I was just like, I need to get out of here. This is not the environment I want me and my kids to be in. So I just really put on to God, and this is when I got into like quantum jumping and stuff. And so around this time I was doing, like, if you heard of the quantum jump method, is when you put two glasses of water, one where you're presently at, and 2 at your desired goal, right? And then you put your intentions into your desired energy, into your desired goal, and then you drink the water, and then you just like visualize yourself in that desired goal. So this is where I was at towards me getting my apartment and stuff, because like this is when I was in my first marriage. My first marriage was really like toxic AF, and I just really wanted out of my marriage as well. I wanted out of my marriage. I just wanted something that I can just sit back and say, like, this is my place. You know what I'm saying? This is my sanctuary. This is where I wanted to be. So a lot of my focus was, and this was around the time where I was writing a lot. Like, I was journaling a lot. Like, I've been a writer for a very long time, since I was a little girl, but like, you know, I still fall off here and there, but I was writing a lot. I was getting into the Hermetic principles as well, the Egyptian principles. So I was just getting a lot of knowledge at this time. Like, God was just really redirecting me to what I needed to know at the time. So I manifested getting out of my mom's house. I manifested my car. So at this time, I just wanted to get into my own place. And when I was looking for places before I found this apartment, I was looking around. Like, I was looking at houses and stuff and putting in applications and stuff. But then it was this one time when, right before this apartment, I was going to see a viewing, right? Going to see an apartment. But before I seen the apartment, I seen in my third eye, like, the outlay of the apartment. Like, so I saw the outside. Like, I knew what the outside looked like. I seen the parking lot. I seen the door. And no, I seen the drive through the door, and I seen like the gates, right, of the apartment, and I seen like the exact outlay. Then why when I go to the place, right, is exactly how I seen it in my third eye. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So that right there really helped me realize, like, okay, you know, I'm closer to what I'm working towards. Like, that just gave me confirmation that I'm doing what I need to do. And that I'm almost at that point of what I'm working towards. So when I seen that, I was like, wow, like, that's crazy how I seen exactly before I even seen the apartment. Although I didn't get the apartment, I got approved not too long after, like a couple weeks after I got approved to this apartment, which I also seen the outlay of this apartment before I moved into this. I seen my kitchen. I seen the dining room. I just seen the outlay of how my kitchen is now before I actually seen the apartment. So I found that so crazy too, because I'm just like, but yeah, I seen the outlay of my house, my kitchen before I moved in, before I even came to see this apartment. And then I also got approved for a luxury apartment. So that was 2 apartments I was approved for. So it was either this apartment or the luxury apartment. And I chose this apartment because it was easier for me to manage when it comes to rent. But that was just like me in the midst of another manifestation, like, just really realizing, like, the power that I hold when it comes to my mind and my spirit. Because I need people to understand, like, it's one thing to, like, think about something and, you know, just have a thought. But, like, when God puts a vision in your heart, it's like your mind and your body, it's not going to rest well until you do it. So that was me. Like, God put something on my heart, and I did not rest until I did it. Like, I did not rest until I did what I felt was in my heart. So it's easier said than done, because yeah, it's cool to say, oh yeah, I manifested this, but, like, people don't understand, like, it doesn't come overnight. Like, your manifestations do not come overnight. They don't move when you want them to move, and you don't get them when you want to get them. So it's just like, it's a learning process, okay? And I feel like everything that I wanted for myself is slowly come together. I wanted to get out of my mom's house. I did that. I wanted to get my own car. I did that. I wanted to get my own place. I did that. I'm now working on my career. That it's not gonna happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing that it's not gonna happen overnight. But God is showing me that there's signs. He's showing me signs that if I continue to be consistent, like, you're gonna get exactly what you're working towards, right? But as a little girl, like, since a little girl, my main goal was to be a parent, like, to be a mother. And when I was younger, I always said I wanted a boy and a girl. I wanted a boy and a girl, right? And lo and behold, when I got older, the first thing I got was a boy and a girl. So it's like, you gotta really be careful what you say and do, because you really do end up getting what you wish for. But if you got to the end of this video, thank you. But I just want to give a little tip on how you can manifest stuff that you want in your life, because like I said, it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight, but as long as you're persistent and you know, persistent and consistent, everything's gonna work out the way it needs to. Like, now it's like, for me, it's bittersweet because I'm living in which was once a dream, right? I wanted husband, kids, and now I'm sitting in my dream, got my own place, my husband, and I'm with my kids. Like, that's something that I wanted for myself. Like, I don't care about the money, I don't care about the materialistic things. What I wanted around me was a sense of peace and family, and I manifested that, and I created that just by being myself and not worrying too much, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to give a little tip on what helped me manifest some things in my life. And the first thing that helped me manifest things in my life was journaling. Writing things down. Like, anything that I wanted, any goal that I had for myself, it was written down. I wrote it down, I wrote it out, and the difference between how I was writing before and how I'm writing now, before I would write it as a wishful thought, but now that I understand the law of attraction, I write things in present tense. So I thank God for things that I want to happen in my life as if I already have it in my life. So, for example, like, if you're looking to move out of New York, right? God, I'm thankful for allowing me to relocate into a place where I am divinely called to go to, period. Right? It's not sorry y'all, but it's not like, oh, I'm asking God to move me somewhere that resonates with me. No, I'm thanking God for putting me in a place that I feel resonates with me, as if I already manifested it, right? So writing things down really actualize and materializes your thoughts and helps bring it into fruition when you actually write it down. So it's like a solid thought. Once it's a thought, you put it into physical form, and then you actually put the work in, right? So writing things down really helped me map out what I wanted in my life and how I was going to get it, and what I had to do to work towards getting what I wanted in my life, right? So number 2, visualization. I have very vivid dreams and daydreams, if that's what you want to call it, daydreams. So it would happen randomly. I'm not really like sitting there like, yeah, let me see this in my head. No, it just naturally comes to me when it comes to visualizing what I want in my life. Just put yourself in that energy, put yourself in that mindset. In your mind, go to what you're looking for in your life, right? Say you want to be a tennis player. Put yourself on a tennis court, right? Put yourself in that tennis court and visualize yourself in that tennis court playing tennis, right? But visualize the audience chanting your name. So you're in the tennis court, right? And you're playing tennis, but you also have the audience chanting your name. So you're putting yourself in that energy. You're feeling what it would feel like to be on that tennis court, so that you can further put yourself in that energy of being a tennis player, right? So that kind of helps you keep that mindset of, this is what I want, and this is what I'm working towards, and this is what I'm gonna get, right? So journaling, visualizing, and number 3, actually putting in the work. Okay, so it's easy to say you want to do things, it's easy to visualize what you want to do, but actually putting in the work is very hard for people because one, self-doubt is a hell of a fucking drug. Okay, even though you have the anticipation of going out and doing things, and you have the drive, you have the ideas, but you just going out and doing it scares the hell out of you. Do it while scared. And that was like the biggest advice I had to take in for myself. I actually got that saying from, I got that saying, I heard it from somebody that was on the Sherry Shepherd show. I forgot her name, Carla something. She was a chef and she had her own show, and she was like, oh, if you want to do something in your life, you have a goal in your life, do it while scared. And that really like flipped the switch in my head. I'm like, that's actually good. That's actually a good advice. And it actually stuck with me, you know. And another saying that stuck with me is a tree doesn't grow overnight. So when you plant the seed for the tree, it does not grow overnight. So when you're looking for the fruits of your tree, you have to know that it takes time. It takes energy, and it's a process. Everything is a process. So what I had to learn through my manifestations is enjoy the process. Enjoy the steps towards going to your goals, and achieving your goals. Enjoy the little things, the little wins, the little milestones in your growth and you know, your journey to your goals or whatever. And just don't like think about it too much. Don't stress it. You know what I'm saying? Because that brings resistance to attracting what you want. So I want you to make a list, right? If you're trying to manifest something in your life, I want you to make a list. I want you to realize what is more realistic. How can you make this goal come into fruition, and what steps are you going to take to make that goal come into fruition? So it's like I said, it's better said than done, but I feel like when you realize within yourself that it is possible to make something out of nothing, you will kind of mute out the negative outside noise, because that is, again, a factor when it comes to manifesting, because you do get distracted. There is people that's gonna feed that self-doubt, but you have to know within yourself that you are capable of doing it. No matter if you, like, say if you're a content creator, you put your creation out and nobody likes it, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Keep putting your creation out, because lo and behold, one day you're gonna come across the right person, and they're gonna be like, hey, I like your stuff. I wanna fund you. I wanna invest into you. And boom, you got your breakout. But you have to know within yourself that one, is possible for you, and two, you are capable of doing whatever you need to do to make it happen. So I hope this video finds those who need it. But hey Papa. But yeah, I hope it finds those that need it. And And anyone who is on their manifestation journey, keep going. You got this. And I'm proud of you. No matter where you are in your journey, no matter where you are in yourself, within yourself, just know that I'm proud. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of where you are and how far you came, because you came somewhere, right? You're not still where you was 5 years ago. So you have to take pride in yourself sometimes. Uh-oh, he's hungry. But yeah, so again, I'm proud of y'all. I love y'all, and I hope this video helps those that need it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.